Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning? My name is Kerri Wade. I am a Karuna Reiki practitioner and a Usui Reiki master teacher. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist and a life coach. So, welcome. Welcome. What have I got for you today? Good morning, Grant. How are you? Oh my gosh, you're getting excited. Get to see you pretty soon. I'm really happy about that too. Meantime, I get to go to Sedona on Sunday again for that meeting, and so I'm excited about that. Try to decide if I want to go to the Stupa on Monday morning or if I want to go to Angel Valley. I think I'll go to the Stupa because I've been wanting to do that for a while. Maybe next time I'll do Angel Valley. So many cool things to do up there. So anyway, I know Grant and Randy are going to take a drive up there too and stay in Jerome. Look for some ghosts. Woo! You'll have to tell us all about that one, Grant. Have fun. So anyway, I like the topic of today's chapter called Teachers Are Everywhere. Have you noticed that in your life? Like when you're ready for a new teaching or a new learning, or you're experiencing something different, the perfect person comes along to like help guide you through that. They just appear like by magic. I seriously need coffee. I've only been up for an hour. It was kind of nice to sleep that little extra bit this morning. I guess we had a little bit of a storm that rolled through. It didn't look like it rained here, but I saw some crap in the pool this morning. So I saw in the news that it had moved forward or upward or north, I guess it is. So I'm behind on my coffee for this morning. But yes, teachers, they appear every time that we need them. And I love how that works. Teachers arise from somewhere within me that is beyond me. The way the dark soil that is not the root holds the root and feeds the flower. So often we think of ourselves as freestanding and in charge because we have the simple blessing of being able to go where we want. But we are as rooted as shrubs and trees and flowers in an unseeable soil that is everywhere. It's just that our roots move. Certainly, we make our own decisions, dozens every day, but we are nourished in those decisions by the very ground we walk, by the quiet teachers we encounter everywhere. Yet, in our pride and confusion, in our self-centeredness and fear, we often miss the teachers and feel burdened and alone. In trying to hear those quiet teachers, I am reminded of the great poet Stanley Kunitz, who as a young man, struggling darkly with how to proceed with his life, heard geese cross over the night sky, and somehow he knew what he had to do. Or how a man I know was slowly extinguishing himself, sorely depressed, when, finally exhausted of his endless considerations, he heard small birds in snow and unexpected song. He realized he was a musician who needed to find and learn the instrument he was supposed to play. From the logic of being freestanding and in charge, experiences of this sort seem crazy-making and untrustworthy. But the soil of life in which we grow speaks a different language than we are taught in school. Why isn't that the truth? In actuality, truth and love and the spirit of eternity are rarely foreseeable, and clarity of being seldom comes through those words. In my brief time on earth, I have felt the light of ageless spirit fill me unexpectedly when I thought I would die, and as water pumps its way up a slim root, making that plant leaf out toward the light, I have found myself, against all fear and will, flushed with possibility in the direction of dreams I had hardly imagined. Whether through birds in snow or geese honking in the dark, or through the brilliant wet leaf that hits your face the moment you are questioning your worth. The quiet teachers are everywhere. When we think we are in charge, their lessons dissolve as accidents or coincidence. But when brave enough to listen, the glass that breaks across the room is offering us direction that can only be heard in the roots of how we feel and think. I love how that works. I love how those teachers are they just pop in at exactly the right moments in our life. As they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I also believe that the students become the teachers, right? So yeah, it's just funny how that works. You know, I know for me, honestly, when I started going to SWIHA, just Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, a few years ago, I'm not even sure what brought me to that site. I don't know how I got there. I don't know how I signed up for a life coaching course. It was the craziest thing. It was like, after the fact, I'm like, how did that even happen? But something within me knew to go online, and somehow I found that school, and somehow I registered for a course that I had no idea what it was about. Seriously, I had no idea of direction for my life at that moment. And it happened. And that first night going to school and being there and going into that classroom, good morning, Shelley, was like, I could not figure out what the hell I was doing there. And I didn't know if I could go back the next day, because it was about to crack my world wide open. And that's a little scary when that happens, right? And yeah, seriously, I don't know to this day how it all happened. Spirit guided me to the teachers I needed. And I'm so grateful for that in hindsight. And, you know, it's an amazing thing. So being open, sometimes the teachers aren't in the expected form. And so I think it's just being open to what's happening around you, you know, and it maybe it's a repetition of numbers you see all the time. Maybe you keep hearing about a certain book, like all the time, or several times in a row. Casey Miller, I remember her saying in a class that spirit knocks 7 times, and by the 7th time, you know, that's like the 2x4 basically of what I refer to, the 2x4 on the head from spirit. You know, I've learned to start listening at the second knock, because it's like, this is something important. This is something that I need to look into. This is a message of some sort. So I love how that happens. So here's our little exercise. If you're in a place that you can close your eyes for a moment and just listen and go through this, I would welcome you to do that. Otherwise, you can try it later on your own. Close your eyes for just a moment and just breathe evenly. And accept that there is no way to prepare for unexpected teachings other than to keep your heart and mind quiet and receptive. Breathe deeply and slowly. Knowing that as the body must be stretched to do exercise, the heart and mind must be stretched to stay open to the spirit of life. Breathe fully and steadily, stretching the passageways of your heart and mind, accepting that you are a flower, yet to open. It's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome. This is from, I didn't mention it at the beginning, I put it in the comments on the post though, it's called The Book of Awakening, and it's by Mark Nepo, who is a poet and a cancer survivor, and it's called Having the Life You Want by Being Present to the Life That You Have. And I love that about these writings, is that they're all just about, you know, here's a little thought, and now just stop and be present in that thought. And I love that. I love that. So, anyway, have a great Tuesday. I know, Grant's been working too hard, Shelley. Isn't that, like, awful? I hate that. I hate that he has to work so hard. So,